There's no sugarcoating this. And I want to be very clear with it because this is going to be a sensitive topic issue. And I want YouTube and every other social media platform, X, Rumble, Kick. Yes, and I know each platform has a different policy, but this has to deal with self-deletion, self-termination. And this is a conversation that took place on Piers Morgan's show where Virginia Giuffre's father speaks out about what happened to his daughter. Now, unfortunately, she ended her own life, or at least that's what's being stated. However, her father has stated something completely different. And this has to deal, again, with the fallout of one Jeffrey Epstein. You know him, the most prolific trafficker in international history. A man who knew presidents and prime ministers, kings and princes, directors, CEOs, actors, actresses, the whole echelon of higher society. So without further ado, I want to pull up this video here so that all of you can see it in its full entirety. Yes, I'll be playing a little bit more of the clip here as well. So let's go ahead and at least address this video segment. Apologies for the delay here. I want to make sure everything is all set and ready. So I want to make sure this is good to go. So let's go ahead and play this clip here.
Tell me about your reaction when you heard that she'd taken her life.
Well, first of all, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I started crying right away. I'm still crying. I can't believe that this is happening. It's impossible. And then for them to say that she committed suicide, there's no way that she did. Somebody got to her.
That's a short video segment. I'm going to say this before we cover the rest of the segment about this. If you or anybody that you might know has ever thought of doing self-harm, there are services and organizations and people out there that can help. There are people who will listen. There are people who care. And I want to be very clear on this. That if you were to ever partake in that, all what it does is transfer the pain. It transfers it to so many other people. But there's a lot more to this story. A lot more to this nightmare. Things are being exposed. Things are going to be talked about. I know right now that this year, 2025, things seem very dark, and they are. Things might seem very bleak, and they are. And things might have finally reached ahead for a lot of people where they just want to give up. There's going to be a change happening. I have to believe in that.
You know, she didn't help the family, right? I mean, this father sounded desperate.
Well, look, we can clear this up because I'm going to be joined now exclusively by Virginia Giuffre's father, Sky Roberts, who's giving his first
supported him.
Who's giving his first interview on camera about this. Mr. Roberts, thank you very much indeed for joining me on Uncensored, and my deepest sympathies to you and your entire family over what has happened to Virginia.
Thank you.
It's an awful tragedy, and it ends a life of tragedy in many ways for your daughter. First of all, tell me about your reaction when you heard that she'd taken her life.
Well, first of all, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I started crying right away. I'm still crying. I can't believe that this is happening. It's impossible. And then for them to say that she committed suicide, there's no way that she did. Somebody got to her.
Let me just ask you, Mr. Roberts, how much contact did you have with Virginia in recent years?
Not a lot. I haven't spoke to her in years, but I think that she basically liked to try to protect me because she knew a lot of things about a lot of powerful people. And to me, she's just protecting me that I don't get involved in any of it. Like I say, when she was here, we were together all the time and doing a lot of things together. She was on her own to go against Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew. She was on her own this whole time. You know, I'm not saying it's a way to earn money or anything, but she's just trying to make these people pay for what they did.
Did she ever talk to you about Prince Andrew before it became public knowledge?
Yes.
Yes, a little. Yeah, she was there in London with Prince Andrew and Miss Maxwell.
Because one of my other guests here in the studio in London has produced photographs from the property where that famous, infamous picture was taken of Virginia with Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell in the background, and says that it proves to her
Like you can't
that
fit
the picture must have been faked in some way. But do you have any doubt that Virginia was there at the time and had sex with Prince Andrew?
Personally, I don't have proof of it, but Virginia sent the original picture. So I know it wasn't faked, but the original picture of Prince Andrew and her with Ghislaine Maxwell in the background. So I know that's true that she was there with him.
She showed you that picture, did you say?
Yes. My mom had an 8x10.
And when did she first show you that?
Many years ago when it happened.
But before it became public knowledge?
Yes. I knew nothing about it. I mean, I didn't even know she was, doing all these things for Jeffrey Epstein.
How did you feel when you discovered that?
I was really angry with Jeffrey Epstein because she had told me later on that, he had threatened that if she had said anything, that he had the power to do anything he wanted to her family. I mean, I met Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't let her go to work for him unless I met him, but he seemed like a normal person. I mean, he came out, I went to his mansion and he came out in jeans and a t-shirt and just acted like a regular person. So I had no idea. I mean, you don't know who you're talking to,
And
I'm just still upset about this thing.
And Virginia never told you about the abuse that she was enduring?
No, never. Nothing. I think I don't know. Like I say, if she was to say something,
the composite image.
No.
There was no.
No, but the point is, Mr. Roberts is saying no. But hang on, he's saying Victoria very clearly that she showed him the picture.
A picture
before it was made public knowledge.
Yeah.
Thing is, okay, we're gonna pause here. I didn't want to say, get too much into this because I want at least people to at least hear this all out. Currently, what happened to this woman is that she had the courage to speak out what happened to her. Now, when you go ahead and cross that Rubicon, I know I like using that word a lot, but when you cross that Rubicon in regards towards exposing the high echelon, the powers that be, the people that know the people that write the laws or can make your life very uncomfortable. And yes, this is very true. There is a world out there in which those who have all the money and power will dictate how things are played. Many of these people have no idea what it means to be a human, what it means to have compassion or sympathy. It's just they can consume through people's lives, and that's what happens. You'd be surprised what a person is capable of when they have all the money and power in the world, and they know that they could buy off the system or ease it at, fly on through the loopholes. Excuse me. There's so much out there in regards towards who Jeffrey Epstein knew, how he was able to control and manipulate people. I always talk about and joke about how much of a cesspool DC is and how much a cesspool Hollywood is. But they're so connected. There's a disgusting sewage line between these two entities of entertainment, of politics, of media, of influence. And there are people there with appetites that will be more than happy to ruin somebody. And that's a danger, especially when you get involved in this kind of thing, like social media, the internet, any form of media. When you have this kind of thing, you have to be careful. It might seem like a fun thing to be involved in entertainment and media, but there's always a price to be paid. And that means people being abused. That means people being constantly in a system of abuse in which they are forever enslaved, or potentially, at least not forever, but for a good portion of their lives, being mentally and physically traumatized by what one person has, and that is money and power. This father lost his daughter. I dread to think what she went through. And what I would also state to all those people who are jumping up and down with the great Epstein files that we saw earlier this month by the Trump administration, is anybody looking further into this? Are we ever really going to get all the names out there? Because we know, everybody knows. I mean, we know how sick Hollywood is. We know how disgusting Hollywood is. We know what's out there. We know what's being presented to us. I want to play a little bit more of this video. Let me just play it.
Or the male got it.
Which I think is a significant statement by her
Well,
father.
I don't.
Can I ask you?
Does he really remember dates?
Mr. Roberts, can I ask you, in relation to Prince Andrew, when it was revealed that he was not going to have his day in court, as he kept saying he wanted, with Virginia, and that he was actually going to instead pay her a very large check, many millions of dollars, did you have any conversation with her about that, or was that after you had become estranged?
That was probably after, I think. But I mean, to me and everybody here, I mean, it kind of admits guilt when you do that, when you pay somebody off like that. Just, when Jeffrey Epstein paid, when Maxwell paid, it's admitting guilt. I mean, why would he spend 12 or 15 million to give to her?
What's your view of Prince Andrew?
Well, yeah, I don't care for him at all. I mean, he's I guess, a powerful, royal figure, and they just think he can do what he wants to do.
And to people like my guest, Victoria Hervey here, who do not believe that your daughter told the truth.
I'm really sorry for what your family has gone through, and I'm sorry that you were estranged from her. And I feel like she should have, helped you out and other family members more.
Well, I never asked for any help from her. I am happy the way I am. Yeah, I don't have a lot of money. I'm on Social Security, but I'm happy.
Yeah, but I feel like it would have been nice if her or someone could have got your flight, so at least you could have seen her recently.
Well, I didn't know until recently that they were living in separate houses. If I'd have known they were living in separate houses, I have means. I can get the money if I need it. I can borrow it and get to Australia. And if I'd have known that they were living in separate houses, I would have been there, because I just couldn't go there with her husband there, because I know how that ends every time. Like I say, I've been there probably 4 or 5 times, and every time it ended bad with him. So I know I couldn't go there as long as they were living together. And now I just found out, that she was living at a farm and he's living at their beachside house, the home that they have there.
Yeah.
And just say that nobody's seen the kid.
It must have been lonely for her.
Mr. Roberts,
Yes,
Mr. Roberts, how would you like your daughter to be remembered? There's so much being written about her at the moment, but how would you like her to be remembered?
as someone who actually got out of a bad situation and made a good situation out of it, that she was helping a lot of other young girls that were feeling the pain of what goes on with people like that. You see it every day. I mean, with the illegals and everything else that's been in our country. And, I think she's strong, very strong. And that's why I don't think she committed suicide. She had too much to live for. She had her foundation.
And to those who
I wanted to be remembered as a very strong-willed person that
and to those, Mr. Roberts, who doubt her word and think she was lying, what do you say to them?
People think she was lying.
Yeah, some people do, including one of my guests.
Well, no, like I feel terribly, like you're obviously seeing Sky here, but I do remember, Sky, you said I think it might have been Piers Morgan, or it was a breakfast show where you said that she told good stories, like she basically had lied a lot in her life, so you didn't believe everything she told you.
I don't think I ever
Yeah,
said
it was
that.
on
I
a
know I was
breakfast
on Good
show.
Morning Britain.
Yeah, there's
Yes, I was
quotes.
on Good Morning Britain,
Mm,
but I believed everything she said. You know, I mean, she was my daughter, and yeah, I know kids lie.
mm.
You know, most kids do, but you usually can tell. I could never.
Now, I want to pause here, okay? Because again, after hearing this all play out, and I think it's important because again, we could be pausing over and over and over and over and over again. When we look at Epstein and how he has impacted countless other lives, there are people out there who are afraid to come forward. A long time ago, ABC News was caught. ABC News was caught by Project Veritas. Now, I can't play that video because it will get the channel hit with copyright strike. One time I did, and unfortunately, had to clip that out, edit, cut, because that's the world we live in. Boy, things were so much simpler in the early days of the internet before everybody started to get all twisted and knotted up. But it is what it is. But what happened with that ABC News segment is that ABC News had the Epstein story already set and ready, especially with Prince Andrew of the royal family. The reporter covering the story got a phone call from the bosses high above in the ivory tower. Don't do the story because they want to have access to the new married couple in the royal family, to do a sit-down exclusive interview, to do the videos and the photographs. And if heaven forbid a story about Prince Andrew got out there to the public, oh no, we might lose access because that's access media. That's how it is. Don't you see the game? It's not only here in the United States, it's worldwide. It's a worldwide problem. It's a worldwide problem in which everybody knows everybody. They're all friends with each other. The great George Carlin, St. George himself, was correct the whole time. It's a big club. You ain't in it. You're not going to be in it. And sadly, justice does not prevail. Everybody is still talking about what happened to Giuffre E. Good old Giuffre. His own self-deletion. Is that what really happened? Because it doesn't add up. Especially with the autopsy that came out. Again, he knew too much. He knew too many people. He knew too many players. What he knew in that little gray noggin of his was worth more than all the gold that was taken out of Fort Knox. Oh, I went there. Oh, I should have said that because there's gold in Fort Knox. Is there? Did we ever find out? And correction, hold on. Lawrence Fine says, it's a tiny club, Kit. The 1%, we, the 99%, aren't in it. And the thing is, I would say you don't want to be anywhere near that club. Run away as fast as you can. Stay away. See, there's a lot of real horrors out there. And what I would say to anybody that's a parent or a guardian, because I have no idea what it means to be a parent. I have no idea what it means to be a guardian. Well, technically I do. I've been an uncle a few times, But I would say to people who's watching this right now, teach the young people about the dangers of this celebrity and power environment that we are living under. The celebrity culture, the instant e-fame. Yes, it's fun. I'm not going to deny it. Hey, I love doing social media here too. But see, here's the thing. This is just scratching the surface. There's a whole network, a whole web that if you get all the figgy pudding, you might be snap dab in the middle of the center. But it's a web, remember? And in the center of that web is the spider. It's a give and take, a push and pull. And there's always a price to be paid. Sometimes you have the people of high society playing that game, so they're constantly being chewed up and crapped out just to get chewed up again. And I'm getting a phone call from Scam Likely. Perhaps they're telling me to be quiet, to shut up. Keep your heads in a swivel out there, folks. She's not the only one. I want to pull up this photo. This is her with Prince Andrew. Look at that. Prince Andrew, a young Virginia Roberts. And look, Miss Maxwell. You have all of this here. This is Virginia. She's not the only one with the story. No, she's not around. She's gone. But there are others out there. Don't be afraid to speak out.